Hello everybody and welcome to TeeBee's Sunday Soul Show. 3 hours of fantastic soul every Sunday between 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock. As you know, I've got a few things to do, just one thing, and that is to put up the live stream onto my Facebook page, which usually takes about a couple of minutes, and then we'll be right into the music. Here we go. So, and this is slow because it's important. Well, stay home and stay safe. Do my nut. Plus Facebook. That's in your mind. Used to watch, and let's get this set up. Plug her in, and we shall be away. I always like to just start a little bit early just to get everything up and running, and make sure everything's working and charged up and stuff like that. So I suppose quite a lot of you will be getting bored now after 2 weeks in lockdown, and we've been quite lucky because we have a thing called Facebook Live, and there's been a lot of DJs on there. Well, they call themselves DJs, some of them. And they've been keeping us entertained. Good evening, Keith Ryder, Fluff Johnson, Keith Allmark, Mrs O, Bob Whaley, Martin Barlow, Dave Rimmer, Keith Allmark, Leslie Weir, Rob Farr. Have we missed anybody? Vincent Price is there, Leslie Weir is there, Ruth Gray and Chris is there, Stevie Ledbetter and Colin Wignall. So most of these are in anyway. The usual suspects, as they say. So it's time for the music. I got a show for you tonight. Now, hi Penny Steedman, how you doing? Hi Bridget from Banbury, Peter Harley. First up, Mr. Mark, the Ska Man, Peachenbury, selected a lovely 70s track from the Floaters. Hi Susan and George Ellis. Float on.
And my name is Ravi.
Hi everybody.
Now I like a woman who loves
Evening, Alex Kennedy.
and I like a woman who can hold her own. And if you fit that description, baby,
Everybody take care.
come on. Take my hand. Come
Evening, Elwood, how you doing?
on, let me show you how sweet it could be.
Evening, Carrie Jim. Good evening, Corky and Shaz. Mrs. O's a nightmare. Sagittarius. Hi, Ruth Claire. Susie Conti Key, Daisy Moo, and Keith.
And my name is Charles.
Just like Sally.
Now I like a woman that's quiet. A woman who carries a
Hi,
secret.
Boltwood.
Miss Universe.
Grab yourself a beer, guys. Or a wine, or a gin, ladies. It's Sunday night. 3 hours with TV. Let's see it.
women of the world.
Evening, back
If you understand what I'm saying, I want you to. cancer, and my name is Larry. And I like a woman that loves everything and everybody. And you know what, ladies? If you feel that this is you, then this is what I want you to do.
Man Peachenbury. Miss Eileen Beckham from the Music Nostalgia page has selected Bobby Womack. Fly Me to the Moon.
Fly me to the moon.
David Linda Haycock, Shaggy Belton, how you doing, Shaggy?
Let me pray among the stars.
Hi, Terry Watts. I choose.
Let me see. I wanna see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words,
evening, Deep Payment.
Hold my hand. In other words, darling, I love you.
Sound of Bobby Womack. This comes from Mr. Swede himself, Robert Furness. This is Bobby Hutton. Loving you and needing you.
Still it don't
Hudson over there in Espana. How you doing? Hi, Catherine, George Burns. How you doing? Honest notice. Every the better. Yeah, the great Bobby Hutton and Loving You, Needing You, sent in by the one and only Mr. Robert Furness. Next up, we have one from Susie Key. Sound of the Creations. And it's called The Dream from 1967.
I don't care if it was a dream. I've got to believe in something, my friend. What can I do? What have I got to lose? You know, sometimes dreams do come
Wait on,
true.
Johnny.
Might as well be a dream. That's the only way I can kiss her sweet lips. Then let me dream. Just let me dream. Just let me dream. I lose my blues. There's my love in the day. And I can spend a lifetime loving all. Can't keep no harm. I know it's just a dream. I don't care.
Evening, Jeff Campbell. Evening, Sharon Louise. How you doing? Hi, Gustav.
I know it's just a dream. I don't care. But you come to me.
Welcome
Call
to
out your name. And I won't have to worry or be ashamed. But that's the only way I can kiss her sweet. Then let me dream. I won't ever stop. I won't ever stop. Dream.
1967, sent in by the lovely Susie Key. This comes in from Mr. Alec McBride, the Fantastic Four, and I feel like I'm falling in love again. What do you think, Anne-Marie Gallen? What a mocha.
Once more I can see a new love is holding, holding his hands out to me. Woo! Love has hurt me before. Once again I'm needing more, and I feel like I'm falling in love again. Yes, I feel like I'm falling in love again. With you, I'm falling. I can hear love tenderly calling. A heart that has lived with hurt can grow dark inside.
Oh yeah.
To love like a candle that brings it all alive. And when I
Evening, James, what do you think?
nothing was the same. And I feel like I'm falling in love again. Girl, I
You're welcome,
feel
Alan.
like I'm falling in love again. With you, I'm falling. I can hear love.
Nice to know that. Hope it. You change quick.
A dream that has faded now has the chance to start, and the walls of confusion fell from my heart. But with you by my side, babe, once again I feel alive, and I feel like I'm falling in love again. Yes, I feel like I'm falling in love again. With you, I'm falling. I can hear love tenderly calling.
Good evening, Anthony Beer. How you doing? Yeah, I feel like I'm falling in love again. The great sound of the Fantastic Four on Motown, sent in by Mr. Alec McBride. This next one comes from John Grogan. We're going to have a bit of modern soul from Les Flex. It's called 1000 Nights. Maybe how long we've got to stay. Don't panic, don't panic. Evening, Alan Kennedy. How you doing, mate? Big shout out to all the soulies, if I hate that word for Leeds. All the lovely soul people of Leeds. You love soul music, just like me. Woo!
You look so good to me. I think that you love true love.
Man, shades open.
Walking
Nice one, Paul.
fancy, dream that I've dreamed of. Knees weak, my body shaking. You smile and it's sublime. But when you're next to me,
Evening Talk Talks, how you doing, mate?
it's so time.
One night for you, take care.
Won't you tell me what to do? Do you feel what I feel too? Hey, I imagine when we're done, I have wanted you so much. Now we could
Right, gotcha.
Hi everybody.
Still here, but wait, Bingo. Like another Bingo. Yeah, but hey, I'm down, buddy, John.
You look so good to me, a vision of true
Thank you, Johnny.
love.
Cleaned up today.
Walking fantasy,
Maybe why
the
it is.
dream that I've dreamed of. Oh, I could spend 1,000 nights just staring deep into those eyes. Yeah, wanna hold you in my arms as we kiss beneath the
Well done again, guys. Love it. It's called Flex, and it was sent in by John Grogan, and it's called 1000 Nights. A little bit of modern soul. Here's another one. Miss Diana Ross, and I'm coming out from Annette Charlotte. Good evening, Julie Wright. How you doing? Hi, Julie Holdsworth, Ada, Harvey Lee, Justin, and Sam. Take care, guys. Irene Jenkins. Stay in.
I want the world to know. I got to let it show. I'm coming up.
Evening, Ivy Beckham.
I want the world to know. Got to let it show. I'm coming. I'm coming up. I want the world to know.
great Diana Ross, and I'm Coming Out, sent in by Annette Sherlock. Next up, Kim Angela Tompkinson has sent in one from the Shylights, of all people. It's called Are You My Woman? And Are You My Woman, sent in by Kim Tompkinson. Next up, one from the lovely Ruth Clare by Cheryl Lynn, and it's Gotta Be Real. Evening, Michael John Brown, how you doing?
To be real.
Everybody say hi to Mr. Perusa. He's feeling lonely. He's been here for 10 minutes and nobody said hi to him except me. That was Cheryl Lynn and Gotta Be Real, sent in by the lovely Ruth Clare. Next up, one from Mr. Colin Wignall. Percy Sledge. And the Heart of a Child.
Show me dreaming castle in the sky. Make me feeling so high, I'm gonna fly. Dreaming, make me keep on seeming. I'm in a candy can, gingerbread lane. You put the heart of a child in a flame. Every candy kisses all the time. Wrapped in love, so I will blow your mind. And because you need me, I will let you lead me.
As you do, man. Hi everybody. Hi Paul Kelly, how you doing, mate? Still in Mexico?
You put the heart of a child in a man. This man is not too small. You make me feel like I'm 10 feet tall, but I know the joy of a little boy with a pretty toy. Tell me a bedtime stories till I can see all the happiness there is for me. Like a little boy yearning, I wanna keep on learning how to make you happy as I can. You put the heart of a child in a man. You put the heart of a child in a man.
Yeah, the great sound of Percy Sledge. And you put the heart of a child in a man. Sent in by Colin Wignall. Used to love this tune, cracking tune. Sent in by my good friend Tommy McCabe. Wilson Williams. And I think it's going to work out fine. I wish you would hurry up. Go away, Carol.
Hey girl,
Sombrero.
have you ever
Yeah,
thought
tell me sombrero, Paul.
about me and
Good idea, Johnny.
you getting together, spending time with one
Big
another,
sombrero.
only for a while, only for a while. You never can tell about these sort of things, just don't know.
It's gonna be alright. Just you and me, baby. Girl, does it ever cross your mind about saying things to me that you've always wanted to say but never took the time? You ought to take some time, girl. You just don't know what a little time spent together, me and you, baby. Do you know what I think about it? You wanna know what
Brero for
I
TAM.
think about it, baby?
Very good school. Right, let's see the voice back.
Think it's gonna work out fine. I believe that it's gonna be alright. Can't you see, baby? It's gonna work out fine. You and me, baby, doing the thing that we love to do. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Yeah, baby. You never can tell about these sort of things.
Thanks,
You
Ronald.
just don't know what might happen. Do you know what I think about it? You wanna know what I
You think they're rolling up?
about it, baby? I think it's gonna work out fine. I believe that it's gonna be alright. I can feel it, baby, all my soul. Me and you,
Thomas 2, I take it as Tommy
you and me, baby.
McCabe, and that's who sent it in, Wilson Williams, and I think it's going to work out fine. Let's hope though this coronavirus goes away pretty quickly as it came, and we can all get back to normal. It was sad to see all the pictures yesterday and today of all the stupid people in this country who still feel that it's right to venture out and go to parks and go down to beaches and things like that. I can't understand where the mentality at all is coming from. But I think the government needs to step up a bit and just start fining them heavy fines, start doing something so that people don't go out, because it's just going to make it worse. It's going to prolong this carry on, so people's got to take heed. Just stay in. It's only a couple of weeks. Fuck's sake, it's not the end of the world, guys. Now, some lucky person sent Tommy a hat this week. I know I got a hat from the Allmarks, but another hat arrived with no name on it. So if you sent TV a hat this week, can you please PM me your name, please, and tell me what type of hat you sent me, so that I know for our little hat exchange at 9 o'clock or just after 9 o'clock. So if you sent TV a hat this week from Amazon, your name's not on it, I need to know your name, please. Just PM me, it was me, and the hat is such and such. Thank you. Next up, Mr. Bobby Sheen. Sent in by Trudy Lipinskis. Something new to do.
It's just another way
Send the Army
to pass the
What's up?
time of day. A way to spend my time, to keep you off my mind. Watching the clouds in the sky go slowly drifting by.
Oh, it was the chance.
The birds in the park and counting the
What kind of hat that is.
stars. streets.
You're welcome
Only
to.
got high,
Yeah, I think they probably are yet there.
traveling in the same direction, and winding back up where I began. Watching the clouds in the sky go slowly drifting by. I'm eating the birds in the park and counting the stars after dawn, and searching for something new to do to keep my mind on you. Something new to do. It's so hard when you're feeling blue. Oh, something new to do to keep my mind on you. I've got to find something new to do to keep my mind on you. Something new to do.
Bobby Sheen and Something New to Do, sent in by Trudy Lipinskis. We have two more records before I have this week's threesome before 8 from Mr. Vincent Price. This is Linda Neville's
They
request.
had a way,
Sydney Barnes.
hands, way back
Old
in
time.
the old time. They had a way of doing the grind, way back in the old time. Now they're picking on our music, they're saying that they can't use it. Mom and daddy trying to be so cool, should have seen them in the old time. They had a way of stomping their feet way back in the old time. They had a way of doing their own thing way back in the old time. Now they don't want to admit it, no, 'cause they're too tired to get it. But they love to do it all again the way they did it in the old time.
No, this is Robert. Unlucky.
They had a way of doing the hoochie-coo way back in the old time. They had a way they do way back in the old time. One day when we were too older, yeah, we slowed the music down. We're gonna sit around and think about grooving in the old time.
Nice one, Johnny.
Think about grooving in the old time.
No, that's it.
Think about
Yeah, Sydney Barnes, sent in by Linda Neville. A little number called Old Times. One more record before the threesome. This is sent in by Ruth and Chris Gray, lovely couple down in Wigan. Flashlight.
are you young, your father's out there.
Beware, she's pulling my strings.
If I were you,
Take a best, Mrs. Upton.
beware.
Next up, the threesome from Vincent Price.
That's one chick running all over town, who will pick you up and then she'll let you down. He'd rather she want me to be around. Oh no, he'd rather she
Welcome,
don't
Vincent Price.
be around. No. They call her Princess Anne. They call her Princess Anne. The heart of a gypsy she'll play if she can. Yes, she will. When at first I met her, I was 21. And like you, I never
Stole
ever
my
seen
demons,
a girl
And beware, she's pulling my strings. Sent in by the lovely Chris and Ruth Gray down there in Wigan. Right guys, we come to this part of the show. After all your guesses and your incorrect answers, we have our threesome before 8, which has been sent in this week by the one and only Mr. Vincent Price. Vincent's been a great supporter of the show from a way back in day one, and he has sent in some absolutely fantastic saxophone tracks that we used to start the show with. But this week it's his turn to pick his 3, and our good friend Vincent has went for Gladys Knight and the Pips. This is number 1. Take You in My Arms and Love Me.
Ooh, the moon above is shining bright. Come on, boy, the time is right.
Okay, Lee.
Take me in your arms
Send
and
you out the CD
love
this week
me.
for the hat last week, I forgot.
There's a mist of ecstasy that's flowing over me. Here I am, take me in your arms and love me. Oh baby, my love is sweet. Now's the time that I'll be sweet. Holding on, don't hesitate. I'll be now, don't make me wait. You're the
Well,
one
that's what
I
happened.
adore.
They did the other CD.
Tell me what are you waiting for?
See,
Here I am, take me in your arms
What?
and love me. Boy, I'm hungry for your love. Give me what I'm in need of. Here I am, take me in your arms and love me. Oh, baby, come and share the joyous splendor of this moment, warm and tender. Hold me tight, kiss me long, make this night one sweet song.
It's nice in the dog.
Ooh, sugar, my eager heart is pounding fast. Don't
Everything
lose
done
the
already?
feeling, make it last. Here I am, take me in your arms and love me. Oh, baby, tonight
That can CD coming up for Vince,
that
yeah.
thrills me, darling, oh so much. Here I am, take me in your arms and love
The horse.
me, baby. This feeling is too strong to hold. Any second now I'll explode. Now's the time, now's the time. Take all of this love of mine. Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me. I'll be true to you. Do what you want me to. Take me in your arms, take me in your arms and love me. Oh baby, I'll be true to you. And do what you want me to.
Because you're singing.
Take me in your arms, take me in your arms and love me.
Yeah, Gladys Knight and the Pips and Take Me in Your Arms and Love Me was number 1 from Vincent Price. Is 3 some before 8. Here is number 2. And baby, don't change your mind. Julie's been locked in. The horses kicked at it because they're singing.
Ooh, your ex is back in town. What you gonna do? She comes around and she starts to go through her act.
We'll get it out breaking, God.
Take her back. Will you love me?
Here's everything.
Take it back. Or will you run to her? Baby, my
is number 2 from Mr. Vincent Price's threesome before 8. Here is number 3. And don't thank me, thank Vince. Great threesome, Vince. Your CD will be in the post this week, pal.
Walk in my shoes. This hurt inside is too much for me. Just walk in my shoes. You'll see I want the love that used to be. Drown my heartache. Go ahead and try it on for size. Just walk in my shoes, and you'll see through someone else's eyes what you've done to me. I never when you walked out, and I just can't get myself together anymore. 'Cause I need the love that we had. Oh, baby, why don't you walk in my shoes?
Right, let's go with it, guys. Go back.
Just walk in my shoes, and you know how broken I feel.
Rental shape is some up.
Throughout each new day,
Love them,
where
Wicked
the
Guys.
loneliness I know. Just walk in my shoes, or do you since you let me go? Walk in my shoes. Keep on walking. Walk in my shoes. Oh, no. Darling, I'm the one. Baby, when you walked out,
We know this.
I can't get myself together anymore. 'Cause I need the love that we had. Oh, baby. Oh, why don't you walk in my shoes? And I pray that you'll remember me. And if the shoe fits, won't you say you want my love
Go on, Joey.
again? Walk in my shoes. Keep on walking. Walk in my shoes. Walking. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Walk in my shoes. Walk in my shoes.
Yeah, Walking in My Shoes, a great sound of Gladys Knight and the Pips, and that threesome tonight come from my good friend Vincent Price. And as you know, if you get your threesome picked out of the hat, then what I do is if you send me 3 tracks in from the same artist or the same band, I will then make up a CD of that artist or band, all the stuff I've got in my library. And some of them have been really good. I've really enjoyed making them, funnily enough. Usually through the week I sit and gather all the tracks together, and I love making. I done one for Roberta Shilton last week of George Benson, and oh man, I just didn't believe, I couldn't remember I had so many good tracks in my library, and I was just pulling out one after another, and I got right into the CD as I was making it. So your CD will be there this week, Vincent, and thank you very much for your threesome before 8, pal. We come at that time of the show where it's the ladies' turn tonight, because I've got the ladies' cowboy hat. Tommy's picking the name out. So here we go. What lady will have her threesome next week? Is there any lady wanting a threesome? Phone peruse. Oh, and look at the name that's come up. The lovely Linda Neville. Number 28. So this should be good. So Linda, you have your threesome next week. Right, next we have the man from across the pond. They said they were coming on tonight, but they might have had problems, I don't know. I've not seen Jethro and Janet's name yet. But Jethro phoned me this afternoon and we had a good chat about everything that's going on in the world and putting the world to rights, as they say. And he sent me in his trigger tune for this evening. It's one of the classics. Great sound of the Artistics. This Haramai. Jethro's trigger tune. classic, that's This Heart of Mine, sent in by my good friend across the pond in Chicago, Mr. Jethro Jones. Next up, we have one from Mark and his lovely wife Fiona, Fee he calls her, Hudson, over there in Spain, has sent in Walter Thomas. And Hold On to the Blues. Nice pick, Fee. Thank you, Lizzie.
Make you feel alright.
Never mind me listening to TV.
Blues, don't it make you feel alright?
Stay in.
You better hold on tight and don't ever let go of the blues. Listen up. I wanna tell you just one thing. You know the blues has been around for a while, and it ain't going nowhere. Don't take it from me. Hold on to the rhythm. Hold on to the beat. Yeah. You wanna live in a world without the oh yeah. But you wanna live in a world without the blues. I sure don't want to. You better hold on tight and don't ever let go of the blues. Listen up. I wanna tell you just one more thing. You know the blues has been around quite a while, and it ain't going nowhere. Take it from me. Hold on to the rhythm. Hold on to the beat. I'm fascinated with the blues, and it feels alright. Don't it make you feel alright?
Next one up.
When I hear the blues, it makes me feel alright. Yes, it does. So I'm gonna hold on tight, and I'll never
You think he
let
home?
go of the blues.
I'm the cure. Thank you.
Would you wanna live in a world without
Bob
the
Tam of Dumfries. That sounds
I
better,
don't wanna
though.
live, I don't wanna live. Would you wanna live in a world without the blues?
I've been caught the Duke
I don't
many moons ago.
Then you better hold on tight and
Like
don't
Mark Watt.
ever let go of the blues. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Would you wanna live in a world without the blues? Would you wanna live, would you wanna live, would you wanna live in a world without the blues?
I nearly picked that as tune of the show. It was picked by Fee Hudson. That's Fiona Hudson. That's the lovely wife of Mark Hudson over there in Spain. And it's a great, great tune. I should have picked it as tune of the show. But I've got a great guy in the show that's been on the show for a long, long time. And I keep meaning to pick one of his records as tune of the show. And I found one this week. He's sent in a good one this week. So I've chosen it. And it's on a bit later on for tune of the show. Next up, Mr. Mark Henderson has selected another big favourite of mine, Major Harris. Great albums, the 70s. This is a number called After Loving You, 1974.
That I can say or do to make you see I need your loving.
That's Rob Clark.
I need your loving every time that we chance to meet. You just walk by. You don't take time to tell me why. I try hard not to cry. My world ended
twists and turns. I'm thinking about the love I've been dreaming about. But now that love has gone, nothing remains but a heart that's filled with pain. Girl, I'm so blue, 'cause I still love you since I lost you. No one else will do. I made a promise that I'll never fall in love again, 'cause after loving you, no one can take your place. No, baby, no one but you. After loving you, no one but you will do. No one but you will do.
Daddy Battle, how you doing, Tom?
Never fall in love again, 'cause after loving you, no one can take your place. No, baby, no one else will do. Girl, after loving you, oh baby, no one but you. After loving you, no one can take your place. No, no one but you.
Harris from 1974, and After Loving You, sent in by my good friend Mark Henderson. Next up, Linda Haycock, sent in Otis Lavelle, Glad I Met You. Out of the box. Hi Ian Friedman from Surrey, how are you doing, mate? Oh, Sonny Chatham. Sorry, Sonny. You're welcome, Linda. Hi Jerry Hicks, how you doing, mate? Hi Maria. Oh, you're doing better, mate. Lavelle and Glad I Met You, sent in by the lovely Linda Haycock. Next up, Mr. Terry Watson, up there in Brecon, has sent in Mr. Len Barry. And I struck it rich. Did you win the lottery, Terry? Great tune. Every Sunday night. Been doing this for 3 years now. I'm not a proper DJ. Yeah, I love you, baby. How's Tyson? Is he behaving? Well, not too much tonight, James. Len Barry, and I struck it rich, sent in by Mr. Terry Watson up there in Brecon. Now this, I didn't know this guy done this version until I got it requested today, and it come from the lovely Margaret Hughes, and Margaret has sent in Bobby Darin's version of Someday We'll Be Together on Motor. Thank you, Margaret.
What can I say? Someday we'll be together. Yes, we will. Someday we'll be together.
Evening, Janet Jones.
You far away from me, my love.
You're a loud bucket.
Just as sure, my babe, as there are stars above, I won't say someday we'll be together. You know we will. Someday we'll be together. My love is yours, girl, right from the start. Possess my soul right now, and you're gonna own my heart. I wanna say someday we'll be together. Someday we'll be together. Long time ago, sweet little thing, I made a big mistake at night. I said goodbye.
always cry.
Bobby Darren, Jerry.
Every night beside me, just to kiss your sweet lips, baby.
Well, escape to it.
Someday I'll be there. No,
Yeah, what a tune. Out of the box, guys. That's what this show's all about. We pick tracks, well, you pick tracks that are not heard every day, or at most nights with the venues that you go to, or you don't see them on YouTube every single day, or on Facebook every single day, should I say. And that's what makes this show unique. Very unique. There's not many shows like this, if there is another show like this, out there in the world today. TeeBee's Sunday Soul Show every Sunday night, starting at 7 o'clock. And we've brought a great soul family together. Next up, the lovely Sue Greenough from down there in Bridlington. Selected Barbara Cooper, one of my all-time favourites.
Don't know what's making me want to
That's
see
one more
this
tune.
thing through. It's plain to see that I'll never have a hold on you.
Evening, Samantha Allen.
I should tell you goodbye, I know, before you say it to me. But
Evening, Karen Corbett.
even
Having a sleep party.
complaining 'cause this feeling inside me is still remaining. What's one more tear I've cried before? What's one more heartache to the score? What's one more Sunday filled with rain? One more tear filled with pain. So if it doesn't work out, and I don't think it will, I know I'll go on living anyway, babe, but still, watching you go won't be easy to do. And after you're gone, how do I stop thinking about you when I know what it's like living without you? What's one more tear I've cried before? What's one more heartache to the score?
Babe,
What's
what
one
is
more
it?
Sunday
Scare the buttons of it.
filled with rain? What's one more tear filled with pain? What's one more tear I've cried before? What's one more heartache to the score? What's one more Sunday filled with rain? What's one more tear filled with pain? What's one more tear I've cried before?
Barbara Cooper.
One more.
And what's one more tear? Sent in by the lovely Sue Greenough. Next up, with Shaz Core, Billy Butler,
I've got to get away
and that's the title.
from you, baby. I've got to get away from you right now. I've got to get away from you, baby. In every way, my heart says stay, but I've got to get away. Yeah, yeah. A long,
Tell 'em,
long
Johnny.
time now. We've
Boy, the
been
Queen.
friends, but now, little girl,
TeeBee and the Queen's Honours
got
list
to end.
this year.
I love you, you know it too. Your love I've never known has been much too long, and I've got to get away. Yeah, yeah. And every night I can't sleep for thinking of you. Even still sometimes
And
I wanna come running to you, but you never say what I
David
wanna
McElveen
hear.
from by the lovely Shaz Scott. Next up, the wee girl sits there up in Fife. Well, she doesn't sit there. She dances about with her mum and dad, as we've seen on many occasions. The lovely Maisie Moo has selected one of the disco classics. It's the Tramps. And that's where the happy people go. Listen to TV on a Sunday night. Tell them, Maisie. Bad reputation for this.
I used to spend most of my time just being alone.
School books to bed, she bitch.
No place to go,
No fussy.
just staying at home. So I put my blues up on the shelf.
Come on.
And I made up my mind to live it for myself. So I went on down to the disco.
That's where the happy people go.
Happy people go
And then you're dancing along to a party song. Down
at the disco.
disco. That's where the happy people go. And then you're dancing along to a party song. Down at the disco.
Now listen, all my friends,
Evening, Sean David. How you doing, mate?
what's come over me? Yeah. They all say I'm not the same old guy I used to be. Yeah. But first of all, I got myself together.
Cheers, mate.
I said my blues away, they go forever. Then I ease on
Good
down.
evening, Jeffrey Jones and Janet in Chicago. Where have you been?
That's where the happy people go.
Happy people go
And then you're dancing along to a party song. Down
at the disco. Disco.
disco.
Everybody sing.
Where the happy people go.
Evening, Maria Shaw. How you doing?
Dancing along to a party song.
Yeah.
Disco. Everybody dance.
Disco. That's where the happy people go.
Get on down. Get on
And
down.
then you're dancing along to a party song. Down
At the disco. Everybody dance. I wanna. So right. At the disco.
Yeah, we're at the disco. With Maisie Moo, up there in Fife. Great sound of the Tramps, and that's where the happy people go. Next up, now this is a very strange. No, it's not. This is Sean O'Callaghan's track.
Seems like
Minnie Jones.
so long since I've been lonely.
Shadow of my memory.
This old love in my heart
Thanks,
still
Mrs.
beats
Jones.
strongly.
It's strange.
Oh, I made mistakes slightly, but my love still shines so brightly. And now I'm just slipping down, living in the shadow of memory. I can't understand myself why he's
I went away and got
gone.
married to him.
You know I did everything in
Haven't
my
heard from him for months.
power to make him stay on. Oh, I made a mistake and it's slightly, but my love still shines so brightly. And now I'm just living in the shadow of
You're welcome,
memory. Oh, baby, the months go
Thanks,
by,
Max, son.
I'm sorry. Oh, I hate that we parted. Shadow grows darker and darker. I wish that we had never started. This affair that has grown into a nightmare. You know there's no need for anyone to tell me that I'm going
You're welcome, Sean. Great tune.
nowhere. Where all the
tune, Minnie Jones and Shadow of a Memory, sent in by great man Mr. Sean O'Callaghan. Well, I'm going to play the O'Callaghan's back to back because I played Mrs. O's track today and I thought, oh, it just gave me one of those rumblings in my belly. I thought, will I not? And then I thought, okay. So here's Mrs. Rose's track. It's Rose Mitchell. It's called Baby Please Don't Go. It takes a little bit to warm up.
My daddy's gonna leave me. Yes, yes.
Sean's gonna leave me.
Going down the St. John's River.
Put Sean in the river. We've got that.
Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go.
A bit of ska in there.
Baby, please don't go back to New Orleans because I love you so. Turn your lamp down low. Turn your lamp down
What did you
low.
Mrs. O?
Turn your lamp down low, baby. All night long, baby, please
Not the magic
don't go.
box.
Leave my man done gone. Leave my man done gone. Leave my man done gone, baby. All night long, baby, please don't go. He bought me way down here.
What?
Bought me way down here.
Sing it, Rosie.
Bought me way down here, brother. Oh, Lord, he treated me like a dog, but baby, please don't go.
Don't go, Sean.
Baby, please don't go.
You can leave if you want, Sean.
Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. He treat me so unkind. He treat me so unkind. He treat me
Give
so
it, Michaela, out of this
unkind. Lose my mama, baby, please don't go.
I love out of the
Baby,
box.
please don't go.
That's really out of the box. Hey, it works for some people, it doesn't work for others. It's a very strange record, but like I say, it's got a bit of ska and that in it, so we'll let it go, Mrs. O. Next up, you seen them dancing, doing their little duo today down in their conservatory. The lovely George and Susan Ellis. The Jackie Trent. Chew, baby. Party for two.
Oh, you know I've been wanting you my whole life through. Oh, now that you're my guy, I'm gonna live and die for only you. Baby, now you're gonna know all the ways I find to thrill your soul. You're gonna see there's a lot of
Back to modern, Mrs. O.
just for you, baby. You, baby. You, baby. Only you. You have made me wait this long, wanting your kiss, and now you're really mine. Make up for the time you're
Jackie French and You Baby, sent in by another fantastic couple down there in Derby, George and Susan Ellis. Next up, he doesn't often send requests in, this guy, and I've got a lot of sympathy for him because normally he's really busy. He's usually chasing women all over the place. Goes by the name of Stevie Perusa. He sent in The Sons of Robin Stone. And I Got to Get You Back. Must be missing something.
Is it true?
It's a love song.
Finally I'm alone with you.
Welcome, Susie.
After all the things we've been through, can it be that you are really here with me? I try
No,
to
good kid.
let
Why not drinking?
you forget
That's alright.
I ever left at all, and
Get
I
the Jenny kids.
get you back. If it takes all night, got to get you back.
Welcome, Susie.
If it takes all night, got to get you back. If it takes all night long, ups and
Hi, Rick, well.
downs, cause me to turn my head around, and you were nowhere to be found.
Hi, you have your laptop.
Ain't it strange? Funny how time has made me change. It made me see a part of me that I never saw before. And I got to get you back. If it takes all night, got to get you back. If it takes all night, got to get you back. If it takes all night,
I don't feel like Stevie's tune.
got to get you back.
Stevie likes it, Stevie.
All night, got to get you back. If it takes all night, got to get you back.
If you drum up some more. Tell him, Johnson. Just to give Stevie a bit of... I'm so happy. For Stevie Perusa. I can be a bit. Smooth as that. This is better, this is Yes, another one for Tosh. Barry Gadget, please. Brothers. Put this on me well. Andy Robinson likes it, Steve. You've got a fan. But as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty crap. That's just my honest opinion. It's called The Sons of Robin Stone and I've Got to Get You Back. I don't know where you dragged that out of Steve, but put it back in the hedge where you found it. It's just crap. Anyway, I don't normally slag people's tracks, but I know that Stevie doesn't request a lot of tunes, so I thought I better put it on because he'll just moan. He's a moaner. He's like an old woman. It's like an old wifey. So I thought I better put it on. Next up, now you're talking. Mr. Stevie Ledbetter, down there in Liverpool. Listen to this guy's request from Orthea Barnes. You're talking out the box. Take my heart and soul.
Just maybe if I'm not, you can get whatever you want, and I'll be glad to see you. I'll be as good as a good girl can be, as long as you can give me your good loving to me. Take my heart and my soul, baby. If you want more, you can get that too. There's nothing so good for a boy as sweet as you.
I know this is all. You were the only one.
How good can a good girl be? To a love that's warm and tenderly, to a love that stills a heart desire. I'm giving to a love that's satisfied. Make my heart and my soul, yeah. If you want more, you can get that too.
Welcome to
There's nothing so good for a boy as sweet as you. As sweet as you. Oh, as sweet as you. As sweet as you. You treat me like a woman should be treated. I know there's just no way that I could do it. I'll be good, just wait and see. As long as you keep giving your good loving to me. Take my heart and my soul, yeah. If you want more, you can get that too. There's nothing so good for a boy as sweet as you. As sweet as you. Oh, as sweet as you. As sweet as you.
Roll the wellies off, Tilly.
Take my heart
Nice and safe. Away, Tilly.
If you want more, you can get that too. There's nothing so good for a boy as sweet as you. As sweet as you. Oh, as sweet as you. Take my heart.
Waiting for Samantha. Love that. Kia Barnes and Take My Heart and Soul, sent in by Stevie Ledbetter. Fluff and Matt Johnson are a couple who love to pick out Motown tracks. Here's another classic. It's not a classic, it's an out of the box track. But the lovely Fluff and Matt
I'll follow him
by the Marvelettes.
wherever he leads.
Because I love him. 1966.
With him wherever he wants me to be. No ways to blind to see my love is true. I'll tag along as long as he wants me to. Because I love him and I know that he needs me. Though he's proud and stubborn, I'm certain that he loves me.
Shut it, Jim.
I never waited, I've done as a not in vain. And I know deep down inside that he feels the
That's
same. Because I love him. Yes, I said that I love him. With all my heart and soul.
Where's Fluff?
Always love him. Love
Marvelettes from 1966, sent in by the lovely Fluff and Matt Johnson. Mr. Keith Potts has selected a classic, Larry Saunders, On the Real Side. Right, Tom McKay.
Listen to the music, make you get up on your feet, Lord. That's how groovy, baby, you are to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, I've been wanting you for oh so long. You got the power to keep me going strong. Oh, you need it on the inside. Yeah, I wanna be down to you, baby, on the inside. Yeah, there's nothing I wouldn't do for you.
Tell him, man, wait your turn, Lee.
Let me
Come
make
on.
one thing very clear. I'm not the ordinary type of a guy
Let's hear a fader.
who would pick you up for your love and then throw you aside.
Just after 19.
Girl, consider me. I put the world at your feet, Lord. If you would only consider I'm a man and you're a woman. That's not really all you see, baby, on the real side. I wanna be down to you, baby, on the real side. There ain't nothing I can do for you, no. Got it all.
Right, come to shout, Janet.
To your feet, yeah.
Just play
You
bingo.
I like to call
Let's see what's
myself
it.
whenever we meet. Woo! No. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've been wanting you for oh so long. But you got the power to keep me going strong, baby, on the inside. Yeah, I wanna be down to you, baby, on the inside. There ain't nothing I wouldn't do for you, no. Your touch and your sweet, let me hold you, babe. Yeah, wanna be on the good side of baby, wanna be on the real side. Yeah, I love you, baby, 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 yeah, on the real side, baby. Wanna make love to you, baby, baby. Let me hold you, let me touch you, 'cause I love you, oh baby, baby, on the real side.
Yeah, Larry Saunders, a little number called On the Real Side, sent in by Keith Potts. I just, my thing be froze there, my messages, and it just went zzz, as it does. Thank you for all the blue hearts for all the NHS carers. Going out to all the postmen, the truckers, all the frontline workers, even the shopkeepers and all them lovely people that have to work in supermarkets. The carers, unbelievable, the people that are out there, and they're still having to work. Whereas a lot of us are sitting at home just, oh, there's Georgie Saunderson, I thought I'd lost her. There, Georgie. Oh, it's here. And so, my heart goes out to all those people. But just remember, guys, they're taking care of us. We've got to look after them as well by being sensible and staying in the house and trying to stop this horrible virus going to places that, you know, it could take maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And I mean, it hurts a lot of people, especially the kids. You know, the kids are used to getting out and playing and going to their grands and their grandpas and things like that. And I mean, Georgie would be missing her grandson Alfie, and he was crying last night on the phone because he couldn't come to Gran and Papa's. And it gets hard for them as well. So it affects everybody in everybody's lives. But if we start listening to what's being told and stop all these fucking idiots going to beaches and parks, then we'll maybe get out of this tunnel at the end of the day. This next one comes from the Mad Lady. She told me she's locked in a stable with a horse called Tyson. And but I think Ian's let her out now, so Tyson's okay. I would have liked to be locked in with Julie for the night. She selected Frankie Carroll and the Chevrons, and you should have held on.
There's something that I've been longing to say.
I'll go for a beat.
It's been on my mind for such a long time.
Trying to tell, although I try to hide it, but still I can't deny it. I've got to be on my way, and all I've got to say is you should have held on just a little tighter, 'cause when I needed you, you were never there, girl. You should have held on just a little tighter and show me that you care.
To hurt you, girl, is the last thing that I wanted to do. But if that was not that you were giving, baby, well, I have news for you.
Because you didn't know what you want, you know what you want, you know what you hate. And I'm sorry to say, I'm going away, I'm only down, but why you like to baby. All right now, should have held a little time. I'm gonna have to put you down.
Now there's just one more thing that I want you to know. That if you ever really love someone, you should always let him know.
Because you didn't know what you want, you know what you want, you know what you hate. And I'm sorry to say, I'm going away and only down the rising of the bed. You should have held on just a little tighter, but when I needed you, you were never there, girl. You should have held on just
A little time and show me that you care.
you should have held
That's Julie's happy tune. The great sound of Frankie Carroll and the Chevrons, and you should have held on a little tighter. And we've got 5 minutes until we have our tune from the lovely Roberta Shilton. This is a very sad but honest our tune tonight. And there's 4 pages, so it may take me a wee while to get through it, but you've got to stay for this because it's pretty emotional. Next up, Mr. Martin Barlow, out to all the truckers, Mr. Jimmy James, and A Man Like Me.
Sweet thing, I don't know why you make my heart sing, but there's something now deep inside happening that I can't hide. Pretty baby, you know you drive me crazy. Won't spend my life on a
You're welcome yet. Thank you for tuning in, mate.
Nobody else, a man like you. He's a woman like you. When I'm home, wear my ring.
No problem, Janice.
Be my woman, be my everything. A man like me. He's a woman. But I come since I met you.
Right, Alice. Take care.
Ooh, pretty baby, you know you drive me crazy. Won't spend my life on the shelf. Need you, baby, nobody else will
Thank you,
make
Maggie.
a man like me.
You don't have to go now, guys. I'm here at 10 o'clock after. Don't go. Stay with me. Yeah, the great Jimmy James, without the vagabonds. A man like me, sent in by my good friend down there in Doncaster, Mr. Martin Barlow. Right, we've come at this part of the show. I know it's a wee bit early, but I'm going to start our tune because there's quite a lot going to be going on in the next 10 minutes. So I would honestly want you to stay with me. So, let me just put that up there and get ready to go. This is our tune this week. It's not that one anyway. It's that one there. Comes from a lovely lady down in Leicester called Roberta Shelton. It's quite long, so if you just stay with me, if you just stop commenting on the page and listen to the story, and you'll get the gist of it. My story is but a simple one. Let me explain. After dedicating 25 years to teaching students with special needs in a school, and after taking into consideration the unbearable challenges that I have had in my personal life, and just to put you very briefly in the picture, I am recently now out of a loveless marriage. Thank the Lord, that almost destroyed me, mentally and physically. It nearly broke me, literally. And if that wasn't enough, I experienced the most painful and difficult of divorces. In fact, the aftermath of that is still going on today. So with all that in mind, 2 years ago I decided to take an early retirement from teaching, and as an experienced breeder of Labradoodles, I decided to devote all my love, time and dedication to my beautiful dogs. Something I desperately needed to do for my own sanity. I needed to do something that I enjoy with less pressure and stress. Because quite literally, I was getting to the stage I didn't know how much more I could take. My head was about to burst, my heart too, and I knew my dogs would be my salvation and my comfort at a time I needed them most. With that in mind, I decided to mate two of my very own Labradoodles. Then clearly weeks later, and with yours truly close at hand, every step of the way, I helped Aggie, my chocolate Labradoodle, bring her 11 healthy pups into the world, which I was immensely proud of. 8 weeks on, 10 of those beautiful puppies went on to forever loving homes. Toilet trained too, as I focused all my time on them. And because of my dedication to the puppies, I am extremely privileged to still have regular updates, pictures, videos, emails, texts and phone calls about their progress. So I must have done something right, which is undoubtedly reassuring to me to know that they are looked after and gone to good homes. Now call me silly, I really don't mind. And going back to that same litter of chocolate puppies, one very special boy caught my eye, and for some unknown reason pulled at my heartstrings too. Perhaps it was because I delivered him myself, feet first, who knows. But there was definitely something very different about him. As the weeks went on, I was getting more and more drawn to this puppy. We were developing an unbelievably close relationship, and we got more and more attached to one another as the time went on. So much so, and please believe me when I say this, we were literally inseparable. Seriously, seeing really was believing. I named this special boy Bernie. And silly old me would address him by saying, "Come on, Bernie Booble, Mummy's Labradoodle." Each time I said that, he would come running. He would come running, insisting that I pick him up for cuddles. Bernie and I spent a lot of time together, special moments together, night and day. He would even insist on accompanying me in the summer, lying underneath my sun lounger, following me to the bathroom, and doing loads and loads of things together. We would take food upstairs on a tray just for me and Bernie and chill together, eagerly awaiting TAM's show to go live. Bernie's ear would have one headphone in his ear, and I would have the other headphone in my ear. He just loved soul music. Bernie. We would spend hours together, just the two of us chilling. So you can imagine that when I found out that he had lumps on his body and the diagnosis was the big C in early February 2020, my world fell apart. I made arrangements for the 3 lumps to be removed as soon as possible, thinking he would make a full recovery. But within weeks of the operations, I noticed that more lumps were emerging. And after the vet took biopsies and the results came back to me that it was terminal, I had to think ahead. Meanwhile, the vet prescribed steroids and Bernie to give him some quality of life, but may have side effects. Fighting back the tears and trying to come to terms with the news, which I found incomprehensible for someone so young, and putting my feelings to one side, my decision was to give Bernie the best possible life for whatever time he had left. Then I noticed that within a short space of time, Bernie found going upstairs more challenging, so that got me thinking again. Rather than him being downstairs and me upstairs and knowing that he loved to spend time with me listening to TAM's show with his headphone on, I decided to make myself easily accessible to him, so my bedroom, so to speak, became downstairs. The lovely Roberta goes on about Bernie, her dog, and what it means to her, and that's just an insight into what the dog meant to her. Sadly, last weekend, last Saturday or Friday, Bernie was put to sleep because of the cancer that he had, and as you can imagine, Roberta would be so broken-hearted and so hurt with all that. And I'm going to finish by saying, because as I said, it was quite long and I need to shorten it because I want to put it onto a plaque. Something I have to have for me. I need to know that he is back home safe with his mum where he belongs. She's got him in a jar, his ashes in a jar. The thing is, I loved him so much and always will. He has left a huge hole in my heart. But the most important thing out of all of this is he is no longer in pain, and I'm thankful for that. The love I had and have for Bernie is immeasurable. Our loved ones are what gives us strength to carry on. They are the ones who touch our lives. To love and to be loved is my philosophy in life. Love conquers all. I know this is not your normal love affair, but for me it's the deepest love affair I have ever had. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for listening, and a special thank you to TAM and his lovely wife, Georgie, for giving Bernie and I something to look forward to each week, because let me tell you folks, my boy knew. Kisses to you all. The song we both would listen to a lot would have to be George Benson, In Your Eyes. Thank you, Roberta. Unbelievable. Make you cry this. We're all dog lovers.
I finally know you. I can see beyond your smile. I think that I can show you that what we have is still worthwhile. Don't you know that love's just like the thread that keeps unraveling, but then it ties us back together in the end. In your eyes, I can see my dreams reflections in your eyes. Found the answers to my see the reasons why our love's alive in your eyes. We're drifting safely back to shore. I think I finally learned to love you more. She warned me that life changes, that no one really knows whether time would make us strangers or whether time would make us grow. Even though the winds of time will change, in a world where nothing stays the same, through it all, our love is still breathing in your eyes. I can see my dreams' reflections in your eyes. Found the answers to the questions in your eyes. I can see the reasons why our love's alive.
Hey, Georgie,
In
Dave Ross is
your
singing.
eyes, we're drifting safely back to shore, and I think I finally learned to love you more. In your eyes, I can see the reasons why our love's alive. You and I, we're drifting safely back to shore. I think I finally learned to love you
How beautiful is that? And that's what your story's about in our tune on TV Sunday Soul Show. It doesn't have to be about a love story. It doesn't have to be about what happened in the 70s. It just has to be about you and something that happened in your life. And with the tune connected to it. And I remember when Roberta sent me that through the week, I mean, I was crying. It just hurt me so much to imagine how people in life go through things like that. It's so strange, and what a beautiful tune. And we won't forget Bernie, and your plaque will be sorted out with Bernie's photo and everything on it. And I sent her a lovely photograph of her and Bernie for her CDs last week as well, that she was very chuffed. And the greatest thing about Roberta was she sent a lovely card and a gift for me and Georgie to get a drink tonight. And from Bernie and Roberta, me and Georgie did get a drink. Thank you, both of you. Right. Next up, we come to the entertainment of the evening. This week we have been sent 2 hats. One hat I know about and where it come from, and the other hat I don't know about and I don't know where it come from. So we'll go with the one I don't know about, Georgie.
Alright. Ross is watching and live.
Alright, and if anybody knows the person out there who sent this
Sit down
hat,
that way.
right then, Georgie,
I'm just when you did
who
it.
sent this hat,
Cheeky.
can you please put your name up now, please? It's the Shrek hat. Do you think that I look like Shrek?
Take the glasses off.
Is an understatement.
You did.
Oh, I do. Aye, lovely. Right, that's that. Look at my hair. It's all messed up again. This next hat come from
The old marks, wait a minute.
the lovely Allmarks down there in
What
Cricket
wee
in
pen
Wales.
have you got?
It's no point short my hair. He's just going to get messed up again. Well, George's got to put it
Well,
on.
you'll probably not be able to.
Right, this is Rasta Brown from Jamaica, man, you know. way down the grill, you know. Hey, give me some of your Bob Marley to me. Right. So this lovely hat comes from the Allmarks. And we've also something else to celebrate tonight, because my oldest grandson tomorrow becomes 20. And his name is Ross. And
Watching.
he's watching a new Ross, and his favourite band is Solutions,
Likes Bob.
and because he loves Bob Marley, but while he was in the car with his papa, he He always said to me, I love that tune, Papa. And Louise used to sing it to me. Great Sound of Solutions. And love of a good man.
Happy birthday, darling.
Happy birthday,
Oh,
Roscoe.
miss you. Big hugs for the boy. Grand loves you.
Happy birthday, Ross. Take care,
We'll
Papa.
have a big party next year, your 21st.
Thank you, the Allmats.
Oh. Hope you're dancing, Ross. Oh. And Liv, his lovely girlfriend.
Hey, well, looks.
Oh. Is that right? That's better.
Come on.
Oh.
Rasta now.
Get your present warm, son. Oh, miss you.
Get everywhere these love.
Ross is the middle one.
Happy birthday, Roscoe.
Happy birthday, darling. Miss you.
Live at TeeBee's Sunday show.
Forget your pants looks like.
Come on, let's have your hats, guys.
Aye.
Who sent me the Shrek hat? DM me, please.
When I get home to you tonight,
Skin up, Tam.
I'm the love of a good man.
Hey, Hash.
You ain't never gonna break my heart, yeah.
Okay.
I got the love of a good man. You got me
Oh, what's
walking
it, Miss
around
Cook?
The label
singing
says
this
you have to put back on
song.
after this.
Right, okay.
Still there, Ross?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, big boy. Oh, miss her.
'Cause I got the love of a good man. You ain't never gonna break my heart, yeah. And I got the love of a
Come on,
good
Joy.
man. And you done trust him right from the start. They were giving and taking with a little love making. Ooh, get 'em down tonight. So some loving, some real good loving, yeah. When I get home to you tonight.
Go on, Roscoe.
I got the love of a good man. You ain't never gonna break my heart, yeah. I got the love of a good man. You got me walking around just singing this song.
Got the love of a good papa.
Ooh, shoo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Oh, yeah. Good evening, Richard Libby. This is not what you think.
Shoo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Hi, Chloe, my here. Thank you for the hat, Mrs. Joe. Shrek. You were the culprit.
You put it right back on, you missed it.
Right, I'll put it back on. Give me a minute. I'll put it back on, Mrs. Joe. Rasta man in the house goes by the name of a TV. Happy birthday, Roscoe, with his favourite record. This goes out to John Birch.
No, I know we
Great Sound of Chuck Jackson.
say what?
And I've got the name
Out here,
for a split.
baby. But I'm gonna tell you just like it really is. Listen. Spending my nights like this, all alone, is just no good. I would see the adventures
I love you, Bessie,
of
though.
love there, but I don't think I should.
You have to see it.
Cause it would
Shut up, donkey.
Shut up, donkey! Shut up, donkey!
It's been so long since I've been away from you.
I like Big Bell.
Already at the time, baby.
Find TV a hat. Come on, they're getting better.
I'm so uptight. I'm so
We need more hats.
I've got the need tonight.
Get up, donkey.
Just let me touch and feel what I know is really mine. The satisfaction. Oh, enjoy, 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 enjoy. Just let me hear the song sing when we're making
Like we did it.
late at night. And melody
Which of these money?
that's out of sight, out of sight.
Call the man in the white coats.
Sometimes spending nights like this all alone is just no good. Maybe I will see the adventures of a love affair, but I don't think I should. God, I wish you were here so I could love you, my dear, because I'm so uptight. I'm so uptight. I'm not the be with you tonight. Listen, girl, baby, I'm so uptight. I'm so uptight. Be with you tonight. Hurry up, come on,
God for life.
I'm so uptight.
I need you.
So uptight.
Put me this shit on there. That's the one.
Too much longer.
Yeah, great to the Chuck Jackson. Second by John Butts. I've got the need. Next up, lovely Lorraine Olmark. They sent me the Rasta hat. The Exportations.
Know you very well.
And I want you.
I still feel the way I do.
I don't look like Shrek. They don't look like Shrek. Get the hats in. Listen to it, Johnny.
But my friends don't understand. I swear I just want to be your man. I swear I want you. Take up, I want you. I just want you. Take up, I need you. It was the conversation that they had on the phone. I swear I've been watching. I swear I've been watching. And I just don't know what to do, baby. I want you. Hey, girl, I want you. I just want you. Hey, girl, I need you. I swear I want to be your man. I don't mind telling you how I feel. My love is getting you right and real. Baby, I just want
Sweet it will be.
I don't mind telling you how I feel. My love inside is truly, truly real. I swear I want you. Hey, girl, I need you. I just want you. Hey, girl, I need you. This is my life's appeal. Hey,
Kind of need to listen. Oh, right back.
me for you, you for me. Come on, baby, I want you. I swear I want you, baby, I just want It was the conversation that they had on the phone. I swear I've been watching. I swear I've been watching. And I just don't know what to do, baby. I want you. Hey, girl, I need you. I just want you. Hey, girl, I need you. I swear I want to be your man.
All the hats will be coming to Scalloween. And as you come in, you've got to pick a hat. We're going to have a good Scalabees party this year. I've got a good collection of hats. Yeah, the Exportations. Sent in by the lovely Lorraine Allmark. And I Want You. Next up, Mr. Stan Rimmer. Sent in the Jelly Beans. And You Don't Mean Me No Good. And You Don't Mean Me No Good. Next up, Mr. Rob Farr. Down there in Birmingham. Sent in Johnny Richardson. Every night at the same time I wake up. Every night at the same time. Go on, Rob. At the same time I wake up screaming. Because the love in my heart ain't got no meaning. Oh yes. All the new love of yours has got me dreaming. That new love of yours has got me dreaming. That new love of yours has got me dreaming. Welcome, Rob. I've dreamed and I've dreamed and it's got me scheming. Oh yeah. Take to see a gypsy gonna take care of business. Bob's getting out of me. I gotta take to see a gypsy gonna take care of business. Quite a warm hat to wear. I gotta take to see a gypsy gonna take care of business. Just a little bit of business, business. All right, yeah. Gonna see a gypsy woman take care of a little business. All right. You won't run around no more. You won't run around no more. Johnny Richardson, and every night it's the same time. Sent in by my good friend Rob Farr. This is from Albert Wilkinson. Where's Albert tonight? This is the Drakes. And Too Good to Be True. Hope you're okay, Albert.
I never had much in the way of things to call my own. Hey,
Boris is in the hospital.
best part of my life I had to spend it all alone.
Think about it,
Yes,
guys.
I am. Don't you
friend Albert Wilkinson. Right, serious hat on now. Take that. Oh, look at the mess here, Tommy.
Oh, you're here.
Oh.
Clipper suit shortly.
You're not getting any clippers in church, eh?
You'll not be able to see your messages.
This week was a great week because during the week I done a show in tribute to Marvin Gaye, and a lot of people wanted CDs, and a lot of people supported me in buying the CDs. There's 3 sets left. If anybody wants to buy any of the sets, the Marvin Gaye tribute CDs, I know a lot of yous out there, and I can't thank yous enough for buying the CDs, but there's 3 sets left. If you're wanting them, PM me and I'll post them out to you tomorrow. And thanks to all the guys who've supported me in buying all the CDs this week. It's been absolutely fantastic. But they're there and they're available, and all the stuff on my Mixcloud page are also available on CD. Now, as I said earlier, I've held back about giving this guy tune of the show. But tonight I decided to give him tune of the show. He goes by the name of Glenn Champion. And Glenn has selected Tommy Frontera.
There's no need to be jealous or soon.
You're My Leading Lady.
The party's
Tune of the show. Bit strange.
wasn't for
But it's out of the box.
I know it wouldn't be that way.
Thank you, Champion.
She's got the leading part, but not the part that leads to my heart. 'Cause you're my leading lady. Yes, you're
Tune of the show, Glenn Champion.
the leading lady in my heart. Don't pay attention to what I say, 'cause that's the way it is written in the high school play. Yeah, it don't really mean a thing to me. I'm just reciting my part. It's not coming from my heart. Don't let my holding her hand alarm you, 'cause she could never compare to you. 'Cause you're my leading lady.
Well done, Glenn.
Yes, you're my leading lady.
Thank you,
The
Jack.
leading lady in my heart. And when the play is over and done, you realize it was all in fun.
Sorry, out tomorrow,
I'm gonna
Judy.
run right to your side and kiss away those jealous tears from your eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Soon we'll play a part in real life, 'cause we will be
Sorry, Nick.
husband and wife, and forever you will be my leading lady. Forever you will stay my leading lady, the leading lady in my heart. 'Cause you're my leading lady. Yes, you're my leading lady.
Well done, Glenn Champion. Tune of the show, Tommy Frontera and You're My Leading Lady. Next up, the lovely Sue Brightman, down there in Blackpool. Selected a track from 2010. I like it.
Searching for no
Laura Vane and the Viper Tones.
big enough to swallow me.
I might do it.
Tease myself with the how and when, like a moth flying over the flame again. Nobody can love you the way that I do. I ain't saved all the tears I've shed. Nobody can love you the way that I've been drowning inside my own head. Tell me this is real. What am I doing here? Oh, 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 oh. Tell me this is real.
Piper Tones, and it's called Am I Dreaming, which was brought out in 2010. And it's got a great beat to it, and it was sent in by the lovely Sue Brightman from down there in Blackpool. Now,
My birthday's the 16th, mine, so.
the lovely Jane Blundy Thompson's birthday is the 16th. And you all know we were all going to Jane's birthday party on the 25th. So, Jane's away to bed and she doesn't know about this. But what we're going to try and plan and do next Sunday is we're going to have a virtual birthday party for JBT. So I want you all to join in, I want you all to be here. And Jane's birthday, when will that be? Next Saturday, Georgie, is it? No, it's on a Tuesday.
13th's the Sunday, so.
13th is Sunday, so it'll be
The
Wednesday.
16th.
So we're doing the party early. So it's all been planned by these lovely ladies here, Georgie and that. And we're going to do something for Jane because of this horrible thing that's happened, and we aren't able to go down to Jane's at Hinckley and have the birthday party she was supposed to have, because it's her big birthday and she deserves something to have a good night. So next week we're doing a special virtual birthday party for the lovely Jane Lundy Thompson,
And everybody's invited.
and everybody's invited.
Get dressed up.
And you've got to get dressed up and send photographs and things like that, and pour drinks and things like that. Have plenty of lemonade. Jane likes a lemonade. Next up, goes without saying, the one and only Mr. Johnny Wood. Them postmen are doing a great job. I've been sending out CDs to all you guys this week, and they're all getting there fantastic. And that's all down to the postman. I mean, and the worst it is, that government's just sent them loads and loads of shit to post through the letterboxes as well. Mr. Johnny Wood has selected the great Marvin Gaye. Justice for Jackie. Let's see your yellow love heart. Yellow, please.
And you know without your loving, my life has no use. I know I made mistakes now, baby. Thinking love would pull me through. Honey, honey, now my love's running hard, it's killing me. Darling, since I lost you, killing me. Wanting you more than before.
Marvin! TeeBee's virtual one. The lovely Jane Lundy Thompson. Go ahead, do At TeeBee's. Darling Potter, yellow. I don't care for you. It's not a surprise. You find it, you find it. From the lovely Johnny and Jolly Wood down there in Cudworth in Barnsley. And it's also the Justice for Jackie tune. And that's why you get these lovely yellow love hearts, because we'll never forget Jackie Williman. Next up, Mr. Philip Kerr selected the Chesterfield. And you walked away.
Although
That feedback.
the way you
from me, and I'm making me cry. I know I'm gonna love you until the day that I die. I'm gonna love you till the day I die. I know someday you realize and come back to me with tears in your eyes and say, I'm sorry that I went away with another guy. Now I wanna come home and stay.
Thank you, the coach. Hello.
That you were wrong when you closed the door. You almost drove me mad. You know you almost drove me mad. Now that you said you and I would too. I remember what you said. I remember every word you said. I know someday you realize and come back to me.
Keep your flap screen for Johnny.
And say, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I went away with another guy. Now I wanna come home and stay.
You look forward to it, Julie. Have a good night. Virtual party, birthday party for TBT.
I know
Oh yeah.
someday you realize and come back to me with tears in your eyes and say,
And knock up.
I'm sorry. I went away with another guy. Now I wanna come home and stay.
Johnny's blushing.
Come on, oh come on, hey. You know that you left.
Ladies and the Chesterfield band, You Walked Away, sent in by Philip Kerr. Lee Barlow,
The kisses that burn have suddenly turned
selected Beverly Ann.
cold as a gray December.
And you've got your mind on other things, Lee.
Scenes that
We won't mention it.
yesterday's are something you can't remember. You never were at a loss for words before. But
I know you've got a microphone.
now seem to say much anymore. You got I know you so well.
I know you
It's easy to tell you're getting that restless feeling. You couldn't disguise that look in your eyes. Oh, baby, it's too revealing.
I do that.
You're thinking about changing your Your dad is not planned without you. You got
Crazy Julie's on the TV. She's getting about that, you know. Yeah, you've got your mind on other things, Mr. Lee Barlow. Just be patient, like your dad said earlier on. Your request will come on the show. Next up, the lovely Kath Birch selected the great Edward Hamilton. And baby, don't you weep.
Here I am, standing at the bus station, suitcase in my hand, I'm coming.
Tam's and all the TV.
Baby, don't you weep. It took me a long, long time
guys. Put them on your timeline. Sitting beside TAM on the
know
TV.
my place is by your side, and my love I never had, baby. Don't you weep, for I'm coming home.
I love seeing the photo on the TV. So seeing them take pictures of you.
Don't you weep, oh, how you used to call my your voice, sweet as honey. Baby, don't you weep, funny. I can almost feel my arm. Same old word that I'm thinking about.
I'll be
Baby,
bringing
don't you weep, all the things that you and I did together come back to my mind when I'm all alone. Baby, don't you weep, I'm coming home. Yeah, I'm coming home. Oh, baby, don't you weep now.
I love you, Johnny.
Don't you worry, for I'll be there with all the love you need. Baby, don't you weep, I'm coming home. Yeah, I'm coming home. Oh, baby, don't you weep. Don't you worry.
Thanks, Joey. See you next week. Big party. Take care. Nice to meet you. Yeah, the great Cindy Edward Hamilton and Baby Don't You Weep, sent in by the lovely Kath Burks. Next up, I love this tune, and it was sent in by Karen Jupe. Everybody knows I love this tune. It's Archie Bell and the Dells. It's gonna be a showdown. Sent in by Karen Jupe.
Oh yeah. I've got tears, I just hold my shoes. Woo! When it comes to dancing, I just can't lose. They call me the top cat in this dance town. So I want you to meet me when the sun goes down. Gonna be a showdown. Hey, hey. Gonna be a showdown, showdown. Oh yeah, yeah. All the girls are cruising, making me. Don't sing like I'm as great as it used to be. I know I'm good, so
You're
you
welcome, Karen.
better be better. When you get out on the floor, better have your steps together. Gonna be a showdown. Hey, hey. Gonna be a showdown, showdown. Oh yeah. Now my reputation is being one of the fastest men alive. So I'm gonna see how good you are when I count to 5. One. Oh man, you better step. 2. You can do better than that. 3. Man, when you move aside,
Finish off, don't you?
let me get out here and do my job. Showdown. Hey, hey. Gonna be a showdown, showdown.
Thanks, Shane. Take care.
Hey, hey.
Gonna be a showdown. The great sound of Archie Bell and the Drills. And there's going to be a showdown sent in by Karen Duke. This was sent in by my big pal Jeff Campbell down there in North. Natural 4. And I thought you were mine.
Now that you're leaving me, girl, I feel I lose my mind. You're packing all your clothes,
I can
turning
guess.
your feet, leaving me behind. I thought you were mine, girl. I thought you were mine.
Right, Janice.
But it's plain to see you're not in love with me. Oh, you're not in love with me. Please, baby, 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 give me one more day. Just give me this one more day. Oh, and I follow you, baby. If you understand, one body, I thought you were mine. I thought you were mine.
I thought you were right. We'll put my seat in there. I need another tissue. Smiling in Chicago. Take care, Chicago. No, I saw the haircut yet, kid. Janet will eventually. Come on. The Natural Four, and I Thought You Were Mine, singing by the one and only Mr. Jeff Campbell. Next up, Elton Jones down there in Cricket, selected the man, Mr. J.J. Barnes. Sweet Honey Baby, 1967. Welcome, Jeff.
Sweet, sweet, honey, baby.
Lovely baby from 1967, sent in by the great Elwyn Jones down there in Cricket. And this man is doing something for me and Georgie that's very, very special. To one of you lovely listeners out there, you will not believe. It's nearly there, and probably be revealed within the next 2 weeks. And the participant who's getting it will be revealed in the next couple of weeks. But Elwyn Jones is a master with his hands, and I'm looking forward to getting what we've asked for. Next is can a wee guy from up in Fife called Keith Kay.
Got tune in the show last week.
I got tuned in the show last week, that wee guy. Can you remember him? Aye. I seen him dance the other night with my wee pal Maisie Moo. That's his daughter. And he usually does a wee show on a Friday night for everybody, and everybody loves Keith Kay. He selected Jimmy Vella, Cameron. Loving You, Such a Groove. And Bella Cameron, and Loving You, Such a Groove, from the one and only Mr. Keith Kay. Next up we have another great pal of mine, lives down in Berwick, goes by the name of Elliot Min. His name's Mick. This is Donnie Jacobs. If You Want a Good Love. Woo! We're in the stomping hour. Welcome to
Gotta tell you pretty baby about the way I feel. And if you want to love it, you gotta work with it right.
Better rock about it.
I said Lord, oh Lord, I said Lord, oh Lord, I got the mighty oh Lord, I said Lord, oh Lord, and if I cook your breakfast, I bring it to your bed, it is my sweet aspiration, don't let it sway your head.
Come in, slow. Come on, the top kitchen. Get on it.
I got the mighty oh Lord.
Dance off. Get up, Billy. Begin to see the top eights and the top kitchens do the dance off.
Put on your red dress, baby. I got my red shirt on. We're gonna go out tonight and have a whole lot of fun. I said, Lord, oh Lord,
place to go. 5. Yeah, from my min man down in Berwick, Mr. Mickey Elliott. Selected that. Donnie Jacobs. And If You Want Good Lovin'. Next up, Paul Quinn. He's in the shed. He's got a few Budweisers left. Just say what you wanted. From Gwen Owens. I did get it once. I'd choose it. Next record's good. The Karen Miller Cobra. Take care. Just say what you, just say you're wanted and needed. Sent them by Paul Quinn. Derry Higgs has just said that our Prime Minister has just been admitted to hospital with the COVID-19 on precaution and things like that. But that's just letting people know, hey, this is getting fucking scary. Let's start taking control of our lives here. Because if we don't, and something happens, there's no point in greeting to anybody. Let's start thinking about things, guys. Hey, this is important. Next up, I love this. Junior in the Classics. Wise Up from Karen Miller Corder.
Hey baby, the way you make me feel deep down inside, the way you make me sway, for you baby, but what can I say? Hey, hey, wise up, take advantage of your play.
Cocky Julie, dance off.
Hey, hey,
I'm liking the sound of this. Out of the box. Great mix that. Oh yeah. on to you, Julie. Sorry, Con. Maybe pocket rocket or win every day.
The way you make me feel when you kiss me, dear, you almost hypnotize. Just hold me, hold me, hold me. I'm sure you're in the line, and I'm yours.
Oh yeah.
You know you really
Julie, a go-go.
What more can I say? Hey, rise up. Take that advantage of your grace. Woo-hoo.
Love it.
I'm cooking for you. Got me tied around your little finger.
Junior and the Classics. Wise Up, brilliant tune sent in by the lovely Karen Corda. This is Bobby Lynn, sent in by the one and only Mr. Dave Rimmer. It's an earthquake. Who cares about it?
My heart's breaking, ground shaking all around me, tears falling round around me, earthquake. My heart's breaking. Could this be the end of time? Heaven is falling down from the sky. What's the sun doing shining so bright? I choose my bed in the middle of the night.
Welcome, Dave.
I reach out for him to touch his sweet lips. Open my eyes and no lips to kiss. Thunder and lightning and storms coming on. The whole wide world knows my baby gone. It's an earthquake.
Come on.
My heart's breaking. I'm shaking all around me. Tears falling all around me. Earthquake. My heart's breaking. Save my life and make it so wonderful. Come running and make it worth living for. Let's face it, he's gone, and that he'll always be
Shots.
magical.
Come on, Mrs. O.
He's gone.
Try to get them drunk.
My heart's breaking, ground shaking all around me, tears falling round around me, earthquake, earthquake. My heart's breaking, ground shaking all around me, tears falling round around me, earthquake. My heart's breaking.
Jägermeister. Just a half for Bob. Yeah, Bobby Lynn watching Earthquake, sent in by the selector himself, Mr. Dave Rimmer. I've actually made a selection of Dave's out of the box tunes and I'll put them on a CD. I've not put it up on Facebook or on YouTube yet, but I might do it this week. I see the tracks this guy picks, absolutely fantastic. I've sent Dave his exclusive CD, but I'll maybe put it up on Mixcloud so you can hear it. Wait, listen to the tracks this man picks, absolutely brilliant. Next up, unfortunately last week I was informed that our pal Gus Martin up in Dundee was rushed to hospital with something was wrong with him, and it was information that was right, but it was backdated. Gus texted me today and said to me, he says, "Tam, that was a while ago." He says, "It wasn't recently," because I was a wee bit worried that something maybe happened to Gus. But Gus sent in a great request tonight, Joe Simon, and I got a whole lot of love.
Baby, baby, I love you, and I've been fooling myself. Oh, listen to me, honey, I've got a story to tell. I've got a feeling like a ride on a holy road. If you don't a whole lot of loving to do. Oh, let me kiss you. I'll make you the morning sign. For in a world like this much fine, there'll be no secret to hide. We'll be like a simple case of love. We would play games. Peace would be all over this place, and love could take the blame. Baby, I love you. I've been fooling myself. Well, I want you to listen, honey. I've got a story to tell. If you see a train coming, a humming and blowing flame, it would be your sign, honey. Girl, I'm trying to get in your arms again. I got a whole lot of love just for you, a whole lot of making up to do. I got a whole lot of feeling just for you, a whole lot of loving for you. Oh, baby, please tell you, I got a lot of loving, and it's all for you. I got that strong feeling, baby, and it's all for you. I got love, 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 sweet love just for you. Oh, baby, I got a lot of love for you.
Joe Simon, and I got a whole lot of loving for you, sent in with my good pal Gus Martin up there in Dundee. This is the last request of the evening, and it goes out to Mr. Corky Cobb. Sound of Danny White. Cracking up over here. Oh yeah.
Baby, you don't love me, and you should. But I'm right there over here, and there's nothing I can do. So I'm gonna love you. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. Baby, you don't love me, and I know it. Baby, you don't love me, and you should. But no matter what you say, I'm gonna stick and stay, and I'm gonna love you. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. Knowing all the time someone else is on your mind. But when you hold me tight, you know you make everything alright. 'Cause I'm right up over here, and there's nothing I can do. So I'm gonna love you. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. I don't mind if you stay out all night long, as long as I know that we're gonna come back home. 'Cause I'm right there over here, and there's nothing I can do. 'Cause I'm gonna love you. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. Baby, you don't love me, and I know it. Baby, you don't love me, and you should. But I'm back up over here. I'm back up over here. Yeah, wait for you, baby. Yeah, back over here. Yeah, on my mind. Back up over here, baby.
Time and Tom. Well, that's the end of the request, guys. I played 67 requests tonight, and I'll only play 50. And we're coming to the end of the show. It's been a fantastic show. My heart goes out to Roberta Shelton and Bernie for the lovely story. A big thanks to Jethro Jones for his tune every week from Chicago. Vincent Price, Fantastic 3 from Gladys Knight and the Pips. The Hats, from the lovely Mrs. O and also the Allmarks. And happy birthday to my grandson Ross. So this is the last tune.
I have a favorite song, but this is as close as it gets. How's that? All right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is Hall & Oates doing What's Going On.
What's up, donkey?
There's too many of you cry. Brother, brother, brother.
Thank you, Mrs. O.
Of you die. We got to find a way
Thank you to all who tuned in tonight.
to bring back love and healing. Father, Father,
Take care, stay at home.
to escalate.
Don't be idiots, please. Look after yourselves.
Cause love is not the answer. Cause only love can conquer me.
Roll on next Sunday, Ellen.
To bring back love and healing. Sister, sister, don't come to me. Sister, brutality. Sister, talk to me. Sister, you can't see.
Good night, everybody. Thank you very much. I love you.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
TBT's virtual birthday party next week. Don't miss it. It's going to be fun. A lot of fun. Thank you, Steve. Linda Neville's threesome before he. Going to be a good show. The one and only TeeBee's Sunday Soul Show.
Mother, everybody thinks we're wrong.
Thank you, Jethro and Janet.
But who are they to judge us?
Cheers, Dave.
Just because I believe that we're stronger than them.
Remember, if you're watching these CDs, be epic.
Bring back
The record, these are brilliant. I'm not listening to them yet. I just made them. But the records are good. Be epic if you're watching these CDs, guys. Slow here.
Come on, talk to me.
Come on, talk to me.
So you can see what's going on. What's going on? What's going on?
Hi, everybody.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
I've done it.
That's right. Let's see.
Job, donkey.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Be me, Joey.
What's going on? What's going on? Can you tell me? Please tell me now.
You're welcome,
What's
Tom.
going on? What's going on?
Thank you, Rebecca.
Please tell me. Tell me. What's going on? Tell me. What's going on? Tell me. What's going on? I don't know. What's going on? Baby, you know. What's going on?
Shrek. can't play any Bill Withers tracks because as soon as you do, they cut you off anyway. So that's the reason I never played any Bill Withers tracks tonight. You don't know. Guys, you know the score. TB loves you all. And Sunday nights are very special. I've built up a fantastic group of friends here and a soul show that works every Sunday. And he's all come back every Sunday because you know what you're getting. A laugh, great banter, good friends, and the best of all, some fantastic music that is out of the box that you don't hear every day on any radio station in the world. And that's what makes this show unique. And that's why you keep coming back every week. Thank you all. I'll see you next Sunday. Donkey!